production problems, script rewrites, and a SAG-AFTRA strike. The latest offering in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had a lot of challenges to overcome, and if the press and critics are to be believed, it is the worst film they've ever made. It's certainly the shortest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that's for sure, but is it really that bad? Welcome to Kabiga's Reviews, and I've just been to the cinema to watch the latest offering, as I said, from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this is my review, my thoughts, my feelings on The Marvels. Directed by Nia DaCosta and starring Brie Larson as Carol Danvers, Teyonah Parris as Monica Rambeau, Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan, Zawe Ashton as Dar Ben, Gary Lewis as Droge, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, Lashana Lynch as Maria Rambeau, and Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, among others. Carol Danvers has reclaimed her identity from the tyrannical Kree and taken revenge on the Supreme Intelligence. However, unintended consequences see her shouldering the burden of a destabilised universe. When her duties send her to an anomalous wormhole linked to a Kree revolutionary, her powers become entangled with that of Jersey City superfan Kamala Khan and S.A.B.E.R astronaut Captain Monica Rambeau. Together, this unlikely trio must team up and learn to work together to save the universe. So I've been to the cinema tonight to watch The Marvels, and I don't get why there is so much hate piled on this film. Maybe it's the UK press, maybe it's because where I live, that's all they ever seem to do is just find a negative in something. This film is short, sweet, and a whole lot of fun. And that's me paraphrasing another reviewer. I really enjoyed it. And it holds the record for being the shortest MCU film of them all to date. It is an hour and 45 minutes long, so at no point does it drag at all. I thought the performances was good, and I thought the chemistry between the three leading ladies was on point. And Iman Vellani really does shine in this film. I love Carol Danvers. Brie Larson as Carol Danvers is great. She gets a really great opportunity in this film to really shine as that character, because in the original film, in the first film, Captain Marvel, she was more Veers. She wasn't Carol Danvers. She was a version of that had had her memory wiped by the Kree and all sorts of things like that, and she had to rediscover herself. Now in this film, she's still actually trying to rediscover the memories that the Kree stole from her, but she is able to be herself much more, and it shows, and the character is much more developed and better for it. Now Monica Rambeau, she's also really good, and I enjoyed her as it carries on from WandaVision. So I loved the way that Teyonah Parris was able to take what she'd done in WandaVision, and it even references it and references what Monica went through, and she's able to take all that experience and build on it. And also between her and Carol, they're able to explore the dynamics of those two characters, Carol and Monica, because if you remember correctly, there was a bit of bit of antagonistic relationship. I mean, Monica wasn't happy with Carol, and she certainly she seemed angry with her in WandaVision. There was a particular scene where she was really not interested in talking about her Aunt Carol. So yeah, and then the blip showed what happened with Monica's mother, Maria. So we all know when we've seen WandaVision that Monica is carrying a lot of anger and a lot of resentment, particularly towards Carol. And Iman Vellani, Kamala Khan, if you've watched Miss Marvel, which I do recommend you do, you'll know that she is a massive Captain Marvel super fan. She even calls herself Miss Marvel, and there's a lovely great comedic scene where she finally meets her hero properly, and they get to introduce each other properly, and she even asks her permission to call herself Miss Marvel because she's worried about copyright infringement and such, which is kind of a meta joke, because there's a whole reason why Stan Lee called her Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel because there was something to do with characters in the DC universe, which was Captain Marvel. So Stan Lee got away with it by calling it Marvel. Something to that effect. Maybe you could let me know in the comments down below, because I haven't read the comics, but I do like the films and I do enjoy the films. So maybe you could let me know in the comments down below exactly what that was all about. But it's to do with copyright and how Stan Lee got around it by changing it from Marvel to Marvel. It's a bit of a cheat really, if you ask me, but genius, because it worked. So back to this film. There's a lot going on and a lot happens. It's funny, it's fun, it's fast-paced. At no point did I think that it was disjointed. The story for me made perfect sense. I really enjoyed it from the get-go, right from the beginning all the way to the end, and I was able to follow it. So I don't know what people are saying, because there's a lot of reports out there about massive reshoots, about Brie Larson being boring in the role. I don't think she was. She was a bit different in Captain Marvel in the first film, but only in the same vein as Jeremy Renner was Clint Barton in the first Avengers film. He wasn't playing a normal Clint Barton. He was mind controlled by Loki. So it wasn't the Hawkeye that he wanted to play. And I think Carol Danvers was similar in Captain Marvel, because she had her memories wiped by the Kree, and she'd been molded and manipulated by the Kree. So she wasn't Carol Danvers, she wasn't Captain Marvel that she could have been. In this film, she is, and it's brilliant, and it shows. Even the musical numbers, yes, there is music in this film, and there is singing and dancing in this film when they go to the planet. And I can't remember the name of the planet off the top of my head, please forgive me. I am quite excited about this film. I really enjoyed it, but I've literally come back and I'm doing this review, and there's a lot to process and a lot to take on. So if I forget names or forget particular planet names or titles, do forgive me. Let me know in the comments down below what they are. But there's a singing and dancing planet, and there was a planet with the Kree, which I felt was quite emotional, really, and it showed Carol in a really somber light, because she had to make a decision, a very hard decision, and actually it was a really good learning point for Kamala, because it showed her the true burden of being a hero, the true burden of having to make those sacrifices and those choices, where she says we save who we can, and they fly off, and there are casualties, shall we say, casualties of war, or what's the word? I forget what the phrase is now. Collateral damage, I suppose, would be the thing. But it really does affect them, the three leads. That's Monica, Carol, and Kamala. So there's lots going on, lots of consequences, facing up to the past once again. This seems to be a running theme in Marvel, where everything has consequences. And I suppose it's a symptom of the connected, shared universe, that everything does have consequences on everything else. You know, you do feel it. It's not just, oh, that happened, but now this is happening and we're ignoring that. Oh, no. What happened before did happen. So now you have to deal with that, and you have to accept that, and you have to understand that, because that's affecting this. And that's one of the great things about the entire MCU, is that it is all connected, and it is all a shared universe, and things feel organic as a result of that, because in life things happen and you then have to move forward. You can't change those things because they're in the past, but you know they happened, and you know you have to deal with that and adapt to it and carry on with that knowledge and that experience. And that's what these characters all do in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One criticism I have about this film is I felt there's a subplot with Goose in the second half, you know, the final third towards the end of the film. There's a little subplot that I felt was very contrived, unnecessarily. I felt it was shoehorned in just as a plot device. There was no explanation for it. There was no build up for it. There was no tease for it. No seeds for it at all anywhere in the entire MCU. All of a sudden, oh yeah, this is happening now. And this is going to be useful, and it's happening so that this can happen. It was a pure plot device, and I felt it was shoehorned in. It was cute, it was funny, it was amusing, don't get me wrong, and in the overall ethos and feel of the film, it definitely fit with the themes of the film, because it was funny and entertaining and action packed and whatnot and amusing. But I just felt that that particular little plot device felt really just shoehorned in. It just didn't gel with the rest of the film. That being said, that's only one thing. You know, there's some great action set pieces in this, some fantastic CGI. Marvel have had a lot of flack in recent years for their CGI, but this worked for me. I loved it all. And there is a post-credit scene which I'm not going to swear, but it really angered me because people spoil these things on YouTube, and it got spoiled for me, the post-credit scene. Or it's a mid-credit scene. There's only one, and it's a mid-credit scene, and it got spoiled for me by a thumbnail by somebody who posted it on YouTube, and they did that to make themselves look good. Not for the fans, but to say, look good. They just wanted to spoil it, and that really angers me. And if you can avoid it, if you haven't seen the film, go see it at the cinema. Definitely go see it at the cinema, because it's worthy of a big screen. All right. And it also helps to show Marvel Studios and Disney. I know that they make lots of profits and don't need the money, but it shows them that we still, as fans and as entertainment fans and as Marvel fans, that we still want to see these movies. We are interested in the content that they're producing. Most of the time anyway, having seen Secret Invasion. Anyway, yeah, so go see this film. It is a short and sweet film. It's 1 hour and 45 minutes long. That's not much longer than a Disney cartoon. You can't go wrong with that. So I'm going to score this film 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It was the most fun I've had watching a Marvel movie in years, in a long time. And I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I enjoyed Thor Love and Thunder. I loved Multiverse of Madness. I loved the Sam Raimi horror aspect of it. It was great. But this was just fun. Those films were events and experiences and whatnot. This is just fun. It's action-packed, it's funny, and there's even musical number in it. What more could you want? So go see the Marvels at the cinema, definitely. Don't wait till it comes out on Disney Plus. Don't wait till it goes onto Amazon Prime, or you can get it on DVD. Go see it at the cinema. Let them know that you really do support them and that you really do want to see the content. And we still want Marvel content. We just don't want so much of it, and we don't want like subpar content. We want good content, and the Marvels is good content. No matter what the press or reviews or critics say, the Marvels is great fun. Take that away with you and remember that, and go see it at the cinema. All right, so 8 out of 10. Marvels is great fun. Thank you for your time. Drop me a like, subscribe, share this video, and drop me a comment down below and let me know if you're going to go see it. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? And what were the names of those planets that I messed up earlier on? Anyway, once again, thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, drop us a like and subscribe to see all future content.